What surprised pundits during this primary was Trump's success with conservatives, even after his opponents pointed out that Trump said some non-conservative things, very non-conservative. The ads made it clear that his opponents weren't lying about it. They ran Trump in his own words.
Everybody's got to be covered. This is an un-Republican thing for me to say.
Universal health care.
I am going to take care of everybody.
Well, who pays for it?
The government's going to pay for it. The government's going to pay for it. I hate the concept of guns. I'm not in favor of it. I'm very pro-choice.
I would have thought conservatives hearing that would turn away from Trump. That obviously hasn't happened. To help understand why, let's turn to someone who's spent years doing experiments to see which ads work, which don't. Adam Schaeffer runs a political data analytics company. So why did Trump do so well despite all these attack ads?
Well, I mean, a lot of the negatives, I think, were built in from early on. People know him well, and it's difficult to introduce new information that's negative about him, quite frankly.
But a lot of people love him. They keep voting for him in the primary.
They do. I think other things just outweighed the negatives, and the negatives they were focusing on were things that are already built in.
All right, you test ads to try to figure out what will work. Explain.
Right. Well, we test ads the same way you would test a pharmaceutical drug, randomized controlled trial. People come into a survey, and some see a placebo ad, like a sugar pill commercial that has no political content, and other people see one of the political ads, and we compare the results and the treatment to the control group.
And you found some odd things. It's hard to change people's opinions.
Well, I would put it more, people's opinions shift all the time. It's hard to find what will move particular people. So not everyone's the same, and not every ad's going to work. And it's hard to predict in advance what is.
And talk about the Budweiser ad, what you just was
this was really interesting. We were doing some work testing a couple beer ads, one in particular from the Super Bowl, Bud attacking microbrews, you know, fussy pumpkin peach ales and that kind of thing, and promoting macrobrews.
All right, well, before you say more about it, let's play most of that Budweiser ad that he showed to his group of people. So let the craft breweries do pumpkin ale. We're a real Bud drinker.
Yes.
And what was the surprise?
Well, the surprise was that it actually really helped Trump with women.
You just threw in a political question for the heck of it, and it's hard to, maybe 8% will change an opinion if it's a great ad. In this case, 18% of the women?
All the impact was concentrated among Republican women. And he was starting out at a pretty low level to begin with on them.
But after they saw that ad...
Yep. It bumped from, I think, 60 to 78%. So...
and another group saw the ad from the craft brewery that was...
Yep. Yep. And that didn't change things nearly the same way. So, you know, I think it's, as you pointed out, it's these sissy, you know, craft brew drinking men versus the manly men. And, you know, I mean, what stereotypes do those sound like in terms of the parties? So I think, you know, this indicates to me that the female vote's really volatile this year, but they're primed to move back to Trump.
So how much do campaigns pay you to give advice?
Not enough, really.
What, 5% of what you spend, or is there a...
No. You know, one of the things in politics, I think, is far too little testing is being done, especially on the Republican kind of conservative side. This is much more extensive and common on the left.
That's interesting. And do you pay the test subjects?
Sometimes it depends. Some of them are. Usually if it's a panel where you want to get them to respond to further surveys, you need to give them some kind of incentive to keep them interested.
Later in the show, we're going to show some old ads like Morning in America that pundits say change people's opinions. But today, are these happy ads as effective as negative ones?
Well, you know, we haven't tested very many of them. I mean, as a percentage of the ads, there's just a lot more negative ones out there. You know, there's a lot of information in negative ads. They actually do deliver information to people. People are more attentive to negative information. That's just a basic fact of life. So usually
that's more likely to change someone's mind. Thank you, Adam.